You're live. Not alive, just live.
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is here. Hello, hello.
Buenas tardes.
We're waiting for more people to come on.
And I'm not talking as much because my lungs are full of garbage and so are my sinuses.
Let us know where you're watching from.
Both of our tax returns were accepted.
Awesome. Not sure why it's fuzzy. It's like I've cleaned
It's dark.
I've cleaned this
If you
several
turned
times.
on that light, it would be.
Should I turn on that light?
It would be less fuzzy. It's a light thing. Oh, see, a little less fuzzy.
Hello, hello. Let us know.
Too.
Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. We're waiting for some more people to come on. So, because we just came live. Oh, now there's one again.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to put something in the chat because I don't know if I see it. There we go. Okay. All right. We have one faithful watcher right now.
All right.
We'll give it a couple more minutes. Oh, they left.
Nope. We're already boring. We haven't even started yet. We got a like, though.
Yep.
They liked us and then left.
I guess we're not as exciting here in the States than we are in Mexico.
No, everybody wants to see Mexico.
Yeah.
I agree with them.
Hello. Let us know where you're watching from. We're just waiting for some more people to show up.
They hear me talking. They know I'm sick, and they're like, no, we don't want the virus. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. It's just a cold, I'm sure.
Guess we can start with some questions.
Nobody's asking us questions.
Nope, but we have some questions.
Ugh.
All right. If money was no object, where would you live?
Right now, we'd be in Mexico.
Yeah, that's true.
I would move somewhere into the Swiss Alps, probably.
The Swiss Alps, huh? Good evening. We are good. All right, we have people finally showing up. All right. Gretchen says hello. Feel better, Nick.
Thank you.
Yay. So glad you guys are joining us. We're just waiting just a few minutes to see if anybody else pops on. How are you all today? So would you live in the mountains in Swiss Alps?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's in Switzerland, right? All right. Gretchen is doing well. Just got home from church. It was a good service. Awesome.
Deb.
Very good. And Deb, I have a question about your move to Mexico. What's your question?
I'm tired. I'm not talkative like usual. Usually I come up with something to say. Today I'm struggling.
Yeah. He's not one that likes the dead silence. Okay, we'll wait for her question. Let's see. So, what do you most look forward to about getting old?
Hopefully there's a little wisdom that comes with the age. Most of the time I just don't feel all that bright.
We have question cards. What do I most look forward to about getting old? Maybe just enjoying life a little more and not worrying about the little things. So, okay. I wonder if this is just taking a little bit of time. Still waiting on. Okay. Oh, nope, Gretchen. We're still waiting on Deb to ask a question. All right. So Gretchen says, "How was your dinner date and where'd you guys go? What did you guys eat?"
So, our Wednesday dinner?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure. So we usually go and eat at the local steakhouse. So Texas T-bone is what it's called. And I usually eat a ribeye. He ate ribs.
Yeah. A little more sugar than usual, but the ribs were delicious.
Yeah. And then yesterday we actually I had a photo shoot. So we went out of town to Wichita and we ate at Texas Roadhouse. So
also good.
Yeah. And we both had, wait, did you have a ribeye? Oh, he had prime rib and I had a ribeye. So, yeah.
I do love prime rib.
We like our steakhouses for sure. Okay, so Deb said, my son-in-law is in fear of the president's deportation because he was sent to the U.S. as a teenager and afraid of what Trump is doing and wants advice of where he should go if it happens.
I don't know. I mean, we love it down in Oaxaca. It's a long way south. There's a lot to that question.
Yeah. Persons sent to U.S. as a teenager. Okay. Where did he live before?
Does he have any family down there?
Yeah.
Well, bring those back here where it's less gross.
He's going to go be noisy in there. So, yeah, I definitely understand about worrying every day about it. Totally. Kind of need to have a little more information on it, though. Like,
I mean, as far as places that we like, it would be like Querétaro and
yeah, I mean, if in Mexico we do like Querétaro and okay, so Deb says yes, he does, but it is not safe where his family lives. Okay, gotcha. All right, so Querétaro is a good place. I feel like Tehuacan is good, and I mean, just a lot of places in the state of Oaxaca is pretty good.
I don't know if we should. Maybe we're naive a little bit. We've been told that we're a little naive. But we feel like the further south we go, the better the safer we feel. We've heard good things about Querétaro. Tehuacan, the reason we say that one is because I don't know if this is a great indicator, but when I drive down the street after dark and there are women and children walking down the street by themselves, it feels like a pretty good indicator that they feel safe in that area. And Tehuacan seemed to have a lot of women and children just kind of wandering around. They had well lit streets, and so
yeah, we like that area. So okay. Gretchen says that's what I was going to say. Should go where his family is. Has he tried to fill out a DACA application? DACA.
It's the Dreamers thing that I don't know. It seems to be kind of hit and miss whether that's a real protection anymore.
Or try and start a green card process with your daughter. So, yeah. Is there anywhere else?
We haven't been that many places.
I know. As far as where we've been
through the middle.
Yeah, those are the places that we say, I mean, that we know for sure is pretty safe. So, like he said, the further south that we go, it seems pretty good. Hopefully that helps. If you're just coming on, let us know where you're watching from. We want to say thank you for all the subscribers. So, and definitely, going along with us on our little journey and everything. We enjoy sharing it with everybody. Okay, Deb says, thank you for the advice because they are afraid of having 3 young daughters and it would be life-changing for them, and my daughter also understand.
Definitely.
We'll definitely pray over that for you guys. So, hopefully nothing will happen, and yeah, keep us in let us know how things go for you, for them. So we want to go ahead and continue praying for you guys. Gretchen says if your daughter and him are married, he needs to go to the immigration lawyer and start a green card application. So
yeah, I don't know about any of that.
Yeah. There are a couple of people on YouTube that I watch And actually, both of them, their husbands were deported down to Mexico. One is La Querita. Thank you, Gretchen. And the other one is Touch of Light Homestead, I believe. But La Querita, she shares, her and her husband share about their journey of their deportation and stuff, and what they do and everything. But hopefully that's not anything that you guys will be involved with, whatever. But it is good to watch other videos as well. And I think La Querita, they actually are in near Querétaro. So
We're exciting tonight.
I know. We don't have a lot of people on, so there's not a lot going on, but I'm glad that we're able to answer these questions, though. But we do have question cards, so let's see.
You just skipping all of them?
Yeah. All right. Yes, they have been married 18 years and thought since he was sent as a teenager, it may have hope for him not being sent back.
I don't know the legalities behind that.
Yeah.
I would think since they're married,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't, but I don't know what kind of paperwork has to go along with that.
Definitely.
We're trying to figure out how to get down there and stay down there a little longer legally, so we're kind of fighting the opposite battle at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think those other channels I told you about, La Querita and Touch of Light Homestead, both of them had met their wives when they were teenagers, and they got married young. So, but they had different reasons. There were other things. So, I mean, you should go and watch their videos. But I just don't see why he would get deported. But yeah,
I don't know. The political climate between here and there is kind of crazy right now. I'm not going to get political because I get angry when I get political. But
yeah, a lot of things that don't.
It's pretty
go
nuts
right
now.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. These are some silly questions here. Well,
you're flipping through them so fast. I don't know.
It has those words. I'm going to go into the back. Oh, Nick's sister. She's doing okay. So Misty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's doing all right. And she's been back at work for a while and everything. So yeah, thank you for asking. Appreciate that. So, and then Deb said, I will definitely look at the channels also. He works 2 jobs and has never gotten in trouble. We just worry. Okay. Yeah. Totally understand. I would hope that that nothing happens since he hasn't done anything wrong or whatever. But yeah, I totally understand being worried about it. Let's see. Gretchen says if he's never been in trouble, just go to the immigration lawyer and it shouldn't be a really hard process since he's never been in trouble, and they've been married with kids.
That's probably pretty
yeah.
good advice.
Thank you, Gretchen. Yeah.
I've just had kind of a rough week. I hurt my arm a couple of years ago, and every once in a while it really flares up. And the other day I was lifting some heavy objects at work, and something popped in there, and it has been killing me ever since. So I've got my nice carpal tunnel brace on, and then I got sick yesterday.
Yeah, he's not been feeling good.
Friday I started feeling sick.
And doing this is a lot for him right now.
Yeah. It's just been a long weekend. I'd like to rest, but we gotta get back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we gotta go dump the tanks on the RV tonight after we're done with this live. We still got a lot to do today.
Yep, exactly. So, okay. All right, here's a question. Let's see. Oh, Deb said, thanks, Gretchen. It just cost a lot for the process. I think my daughter said 10,000.
Oh.
Wow. Huh. That's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you were given $1 million that you had to spend in 1 week, how would you spend it? $1 million.
In a week?
Yeah. That's not much time to spend $1 million.
No.
Let's see.
I'd probably buy a piece of property somewhere.
Yeah, but that takes longer than 1 week to.
Well,
I don't know if that would be part of it. I would totally go out and like maybe go to the grocery store and go up to people and say, "Hey, I'll buy your cart full of groceries and stuff."
We could definitely give
that would
away
be
a
fun.
lot in that amount of time.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. Just to go up to people and say, "I'll buy that for you."
And the base that we've been learning and living at in Mexico is in need of a minivan. Things like that would go.
Buy a minivan for that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other things that need done down there that we're going to be raising money for soon. So.
Yep. So. Okay. If you could see into the future, what's one thing you want to see?
It's a rough one.
Gretchen is saying, "Oh dear, I'll be praying for that also. I'm glad you're being a trooper and going live with your wife."
She doesn't give me a choice. That's not true. I could probably be asleep in the back right now. Yeah, this stuff's important, and I can do it on my couch. So.
Yeah.
So what would I want to see in the future? Oh, next week's Powerball. That would be a good thing that I could see in the future. If I could see next week's Powerball numbers, that would be really helpful.
Let's see if I could see into the future. One thing that I would want to see. That is a hard one. I don't know what I would want to see in the future. I want to be here in the present. I have no idea.
I'll see next week's Powerball numbers, and you can see the week after.
Oh, okay.
We'll hit both Powerball.
And then we'll go share our winnings with everybody.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're watching from if you're just popping on. Okay, then what 3 objects that you own do you value the most?
I don't value a lot of objects.
Not really.
I don't know. That's a good question.
My Bible. That's one. And I guess everybody would say a phone.
I do spend too much time on that. What else do I own that I care about at all?
I would say pictures.
Yeah.
So, do y'all have any other questions? Hey, we got more people on. Let us know where you're watching from. We're just hanging out here, doing some fun questions. Not doing a whole lot because he's not feeling well.
I'm hoping those cold pills that I just took will kick in by the time we're done with this live.
Yeah. Gretchen said, I want 1 million. I divide between myself and husband and kids. I wouldn't want to see into the future. Yep, understand.
Yep.
All right. Deb is from Ohio. Okay. Hello, Ohio. And we are in Kansas right now, so.
Boring. But this is where my family and customers are.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was born and raised. So.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. What kind of present do you like best? Oh, there we go.
Quality time.
Spending time together.
I suppose that's not technically a present. It's a gift, but it's not a present. I don't know. I'm a big fan of gift cards because then the possibilities are endless.
For me, it would be just anything surprise, a surprise gift.
Did you see what was in our
I'm all about surprise presents.
in our Facebook history today?
No. Deb said, how long do you plan to live in Mexico? So right now we are planning just, we're going to be there for a year and then see where we go from there, if we continue there or whatever. But for sure a year.
You were talking about surprise gifts.
Yeah.
This is a Facebook post. It's not gonna adjust. Yeah. I sent her this when she was.
Flowers. It's hard to see it.
I know it. That's terrible. Terrible.
Maybe if you turn your brightness down. I wonder if that would help.
Oh yeah, we've done that before.
There
we go.
Yeah.
That was
in 2021.
Yeah, you were living in
Kansas City. Yeah.
And I had him sent to your motel.
Yeah. That was sweet of him. Okay. So Gretchen said I was going to say my Bible and my cookware. Nice. You must like to cook then. I'm not big on cooking. I like to do some things, but yeah, I'm not a chef.
I like cooking more than she does.
Yeah. And I like to grill. So I don't mind getting the grill heated up and cooking on it. So Deb says that's beautiful. They were beautiful bouquet of roses or flowers.
Yeah, I don't think there were any roses in there.
No, they were beautiful though. So yeah, definitely.
Purple and pink and yellow, I believe.
Yeah, my 3 favorite colors. He was very thoughtful. So
Was. That was the key word in that sentence.
Well, it's been a while.
But now we spend 90% of our waking hours together, so it's harder to send surprises.
Yeah. Gretchen said, I like going out for dinner more than having a present because I usually cook at home. So going out as a treat. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we do most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
We like going out together and doing something.
Yeah. It doesn't happen a lot, but we try to do like a date night every other week. So. Mm-hmm. All right. And Deb says, same here, Gretchen. All right. So if you had a minor superpower, what would it be?
A minor superpower?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I don't know. A minor superpower.
I bet that's like an everyday kind of thing. Like, I could eat as much chocolate as possible without dying, or without gaining weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Minor.
Yeah, that seems like a minor superpower. I like that one. Maybe ice cream. I prefer ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream is my downfall. I guess if that's going to be a superpower where you can eat all the ice cream you want without gaining weight or getting unhealthy, that would be.
Seems like a very minor superpower.
What about you all?
We're down to 2 again. I think we're Deb and Gretchen at this point.
Yeah, we're glad that Deb and Gretchen are sticking around. So we appreciate that. What's something you've tried that you'll never ever try again?
Coffee.
He does not like coffee. All right, so Deb said mine would be to make everyone love one another. Oh, that's a good one.
That sounds like a major superpower. I think that's a big one. That's not a minor one.
That would be a major one. Definitely. That's a good one, though. I like that. And then Gretchen says, beautiful flowers. Yes, thank you. So I think it's a little lagging. As far as the chat and our video is going, but it's going all right.
Our internet here is kind of terrible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, something that we've tried that we'll never ever try again. He said coffee. I wish I had it though.
Oh, the power.
Yeah. I wish you had it too. That would be amazing.
This world is full of too much hate at the moment.
Mm-hmm. It breaks my heart. So.
Everybody's so divided.
Deb said coffee as well.
Yeah. It smells so good and tastes so awful, and I don't understand that. I love the smell of coffee. And if it smells that good, it should taste just as good. But
yeah.
It doesn't. It tastes bitter and terrible. And every time I say that, people are like, oh, you haven't had good coffee then. And then somebody gives me good coffee, and no, it tastes just as terrible as everything else.
So I guess mine, something I've tried that I'll probably never ever try again, eating crickets. I did it once. I'm good now. So
Chapelinas? Is that what they call them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So Deb said, yes, you are absolutely right about the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Um, what's let's see. What's something frivolous that you don't mind spending money on?
I have one for this.
What is it?
My YouTube subscription that I'm going to have to get rid of soon. Um, I don't know. There's something about having whatever music I want whenever I want it that makes, I don't know, makes peace inside of me.
Yeah, he has the music subscription going. So, and for me, it would be what would it be? I'll have to think on that in a second. Gretchen said, I love to cook and I mainly make Mexican food for probably for my husband. Oh, my husband is Mexican from the state of Morelos. I've been taught to make a lot of traditional dishes from his family and other women from Mexico. That's awesome. Yeah, that would be so cool. Deb said, I love to spend for my 10 grandkids. Ah, that's a lot of grandkids. Congratulations.
Yeah, we have 0 so far.
Do you have any great grandkids? Or is it just all grandkids? We have 0, yeah. What would I spend?
My parents have, 15 or 16 grandkids. I haven't done the math for a little while. And got 3, 4 great grandkids now.
Yeah, quite a bit. Just grandkids. All right. I don't know what I would spend money on. That's frivolous.
Coffee.
No. Hmm.
Books.
Yeah.
That's frivolous.
There you go.
You don't need books.
I love books. Yes.
I knew that was the answer because
that would be it.
she can go into the store and buy books. She's in the middle of reading 3 of them. Oh, I need these. No, you don't really, but hey.
They're interesting.
I'm walking away again.
Okay. Yeah. So, Gretchen says, I've never eaten them, but I will never make chicken feet for my husband again. Stink up the whole house. That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had chicken feet, but I've heard it's good for you. But I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had chicken feet. We've had tamales with that's made from the whole chicken, and so the bones are in there and everything.
That's weird to me.
It's
one
probably
of those things that I don't understand why they can't reach to remove the bones. But
it's probably how she makes them. How she was learned how to make them, probably. I don't know. If you're just on here, let us know where you're watching from. So, Gretchen loves coffee.
yeah, so many people do.
Yeah.
I don't mind making coffee because I love that smell to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
But I don't drink it.
Definitely a good smell for sure. Let's see. What else do we have here?
How to use, as if you don't know how to use your.
Well, it tells you what each of these colors
Get
mean.
to know you. Green is our life together. Blue is diving deeper. And red is something different.
How about this? What was something you believed as a child that makes you laugh now? I believed that cartoon characters were actual real people when I was a child. It makes me laugh now.
It makes me want to laugh at you too.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know.
Anybody else have an answer for that one?
I've always been relatively level-headed, even when I was a kid. I've always been kind of boring.
He's always been smart. Okay. What have been the highlights and lowlights of the past year for you?
We've had a lot going on here in the last year. I was a little sad to close up my business and some of the other things that I had to do. But
Lowlights.
Yeah, moving to Mexico and getting to do what we're doing there
And
is
highlights.
pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot has happened for us this past year, but a lot has happened just even since we started dating. So, and that was almost 5 years ago. Our life has not slowed down yet. So, Deb says, I laugh when I look at pictures of the way our hair and clothes looked. Yeah. And then we have 5 kids, 4 girls, 1 boy, and 2 granddaughters. Nice. That's what Gretchen said. 4 girls and 1 boy. So he has 5 kids, 4 boys, 1 girl. And then Gretchen also said, I guess that's how I would be with my cookware, buying things I don't need. Yeah, that's true. There's some pretty cool cookware utensils out there and stuff.
What's funny about that is when I was younger, I loved cooking. And then I basically cooked most of my children's meals for most of their lives. And my joy for cooking kind of went away. I've gotten it back a little bit, but I used to look through some of the what's the people the Pampered Chef catalogs and things, and I'd look through there and say, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I need one of those." Or
yeah. Okay, so no,
I think Gretchen's
don't leave the bones.
lagging. I think.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So okay, so she doesn't leave the bones in.
That's good.
Nice.
It's always weird to have a surprise bone in the middle of a tamale. I'm like, why? Why are they made like this?
Yeah.
It's kind of normal there, so
Yeah.
you just get used to it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. There's a lot of things down there that was so different for us that we just got used to it. So, but it was a shock at first. So, yeah. Gretchen says, I think leaving bones and depends on what state of Mexico you're in. Oh, that makes sense. It's interesting how in Mexico, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but every state has like a different culture of Mexican culture. But I guess that's kind of how it is here in the States as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just interesting to me for sure. Let's see. Not a lot of great questions here. This one?
Yep, that's that one.
Okay. So this question, what was the worst job you ever had and why?
I was a telemarketer for 2.5 days. I barely made it through training. And then on day 3, I walked out at lunch. I apologized. I said, I can't do this job. This is awful. That was the worst job I've ever done. Technically, it should have been the easiest, I think, because I was sitting at a desk and behind a computer with the headset on, and it was awful.
That's funny. Gretchen says, I thought that way about cartoons. We are the Littles. Did you watch the Littles?
This is the Littles.
They're cute little people that live inside your walls, and not little people really. They're like, they have tails and stuff.
Must have been before my time.
He's 6 years younger than me, so like when I was in middle school, he was in elementary, so the Littles. I'll have to show you here. I hadn't seen that forever. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Here comes the Littles. Yes? No?
They look like the mice on Fievel. Yeah, Ears isn't doing a good job either.
There. The Littles. That's cool. Yeah. I with cartoons, it was like He-Man and Thundercats and things like that.
I didn't like any of those.
So, okay, so the worst job that I've ever had. I've actually liked all of my jobs
She's
I've had.
weird. She worked for one particular school that was not very friendly.
Well, yeah, I guess I could say that. So as a teacher, there are some schools that are great to work in and some schools that are not so great to work in. So I guess it was the worst job at one school building. That first year, it was just the worst because I was being bullied amongst other teachers. It felt like junior high.
So weird.
It was weird. I'm like, wow. So my first year at that school, the school I came from, we were like a family. We did everything together, all of the staff and the school building and everything. So you can kind of tell whether a school building is a good one or not due to administration. Yeah. Hey, if you're just getting on here, let us know where you're watching from. We're just hanging out, asking questions, answering questions, things like that. Just enjoying our time and celebrating everybody that's subscribed to our channel. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
We hit a big number this week.
Yeah. So, we're thankful for that, and that will help us down in Mexico. So, yeah. Deb says, I'm weird also because I liked all my jobs. I got laid off in December after
Being there
30 years. Oh my goodness. And getting ready to start a new job on Tuesday. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
Starting a new job after 30 years at some place.
Right. Goodness gracious.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, definitely good luck with that. And thing is like I've always known if you're going to get laid off, it's like the last person hired gets laid off, but apparently it's not really that way anymore.
It depends on what they're
Yeah.
restructuring or.
Uh-huh. She said, "Yeah, it was crazy, but I love the job." I'm glad you love the job. That's awesome. So your new job is it different from your old job, or is it a similar career? So, wow. Yeah, actually, let's talk about jobs. Like I used to, let's talk about our first job. My first job was, she said it's similar, but just different thing. Gotcha. My first job was actually working in a little, kind of like a little boutique store. They sold knickknacks and stuff, but they had a tanning bed in there as well. So, and I was, 13. Actually, that was my first professional job, I guess. My very first job, I was 9 and I was a babysitter. So, what about you? What was your first job?
You couldn't even babysit at 9 now.
Nope.
Be in trouble.
That's true.
My first technically paid job, I pulled rye for a guy here in town, out in the wheat fields. We'd go out and pull the rye. And then I worked for another farmer, running tractor and stuff for him. Started that when I was 13, I believe. I ran tractor and pulled rye for him as well. And it's actually when I started working on things. And then yeah, my third job I actually got into the mechanic work that I'm doing now.
And it all went uphill from there, right?
Yes. Say yes.
Hey, Vicky. Thank you. Yay. 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. Gretchen says, my first job was at Taco Bell.
Awesome.
Nice.
I love Taco Bell. I don't eat there, but
Yeah.
I used to love Taco Bell.
Not much anymore. My second job after that. So my second job whenever I was 14 was Dairy Queen.
Sorry.
And so at Dairy Queen, I loved working there. And I was only there for a couple of months because I was the last one hired on. So when the fall came about, winter, I had to get laid off because they couldn't keep everybody on. But so I got to work the summer there, and it was so much fun because I told him actually the other day, I was like, I had fun trying to perfect the curly Q on the cones. So that was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, and then I worked at McDonald's. I didn't. That was okay, depending on who I was working with and stuff. But it wasn't really. It was a fast food thing, so it was different than Dairy Queen. But my summer job that I had, I really enjoyed. So when I was 14 as well in the summer, I worked at the horse and dog races. It was only 2 weekends. So horse and dog races, and I led the greyhound. So 14 and up could lead greyhounds out to the box, and then you run down to the other end and wait for them to do the race, and then you go and get your greyhound and take it back. And then when I turned 18, I was so excited because I got to go and work in the betting booth. So, and I did that for a while. So that was fun. Really enjoyed it. One of my favorite jobs was being a waitress, actually, at a country hometown restaurant. So
We had this conversation yesterday, and I don't think I could deal with that many people in a day.
I enjoyed it.
I like people, but I have limits.
Yeah. If you're just hopping on, let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, it's almost quitting time.
I know.
We're gonna have to quit and
in 5 minutes.
Pack up the RV and
Mhm.
go dump the tanks and get it cleaned up for another week.
Yep.
2 weeks, I guess, really is the schedule we're on.
Yeah. Okay, what's one career you wish you could have and why? And before you answer that, Gretchen said, my second job was at Foster Freeze. I don't know if they have one over there, but it's known in California. I don't think I've ever heard of that, and I lived in California back when. She said I had a perfect ice cream cone, right? Yeah, it's so much fun to try to perfect those. And oh, thank you, Deb. Yep, whoop whoop, 1,000 subscribers. So, okay, so what's one career you wish you could have and why?
I don't know. I wish I could be some kind of pilot. Doesn't really matter what. I don't know that I'd want to be a commercial pilot per se, like commercial transit pilot, but maybe flying planes, making deliveries and things. Just a pilot in general.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so Vicky said Foster's Freeze was your Dairy Queen. Okay, makes sense. And Deb says, I wish I could have been a full-time babysitter for all my grandkids while my kids are working. Oh, that would have been awesome. Yeah, that would be cool. For me, one career that I wish I could have, I'm not sure nowadays, but before I wanted to be an actress, actually. I mean, I got to be on stage for the community theater here for 10 years or so. But I wanted to eventually get into Christian movies is what I wanted to do. So,
But now Hollywood has lost their mind. So.
Yeah. I don't want to go to Hollywood. So, but if they're filming a Christian movie somewhere outside of Hollywood, I would love to pop in there. So. Okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, you guys better get your questions asked if you have any. If you're just hopping on here, let us know where you're watching from. All right. Vicky says, I wanted to be a nurse and then realized I didn't have the stomach for it. Oh. Deb said you always could do that. Follow your dreams. Yes. I know. You never know. Maybe one day. Definitely. Vicky, I actually was a CNA for a while. I don't know how long. A couple of years, maybe. I was a CNA at a nursing home. And, you got to do everything there. So CNAs, I mean, I didn't do needles, of course, because that was the RN job, but or maybe LPN. I can't remember if LPNs did that. But as a CNA, I had to clean up messes. But
I couldn't do that job either.
I don't know how I did it, but I did. So Gretchen says, what's the next video going to be about? What's it going to be about? Well, okay, so actually, I do have a video that will be coming on soon. And Vicky, who is in the chat with us, is actually part of our group. It's Small YouTubers Group. And so I have a couple of people that are on there. And we talk about traveling and stuff. And so it's kind of a little group chat. So that'll be our next video. But as far as Nick and I, the next video.
Fundraising.
Fundraising. No. What do we have coming up?
I don't know.
Some of the video will be him working probably.
Oh yeah.
Because he's been working a lot. But we will
lot.
be
Probably why I'm sick.
yeah, we have Easter coming up. But in 2 weeks, actually, we're going to go and see my son over in the St. Louis area, St. Louis, Missouri. So we will have a video on that.
And we get to see some of our friends from Mexico there.
Yeah. But they live in Alabama, our friends that go down to Mexico every once in a while. So Vicky says, wow, you are a strong lady. That's a tough job. Yeah. I was like 19 at that time. So I was like fearless
I was going to say, everybody's indestructible at 19.
Yeah, exactly. And Deb said, I am totally not about messes. Yeah, I totally get you.
I couldn't do it.
I don't think I could do it now. I'd probably be like, ugh, ugh, ugh. I don't know. Who knows? But back then I did all right. But if I was asked back then, even if I was asked to pick up dog poop, I couldn't do it. that was just worse to me. I don't know why. It was just weird. And also, like, when it comes to like blood and stuff, it doesn't bother me to see blood on somebody else from someone else. But if it's myself or my children,
I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry.
I cannot handle it if it's myself or my children. So
she doesn't handle needles well.
Oh no, I don't.
They draw blood out of her and she passes out. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. It runs in my family.
I can just sit there and watch him. You know, I watched him when
he's crazy.
They had to stitch up my arm. I've got I put a high-speed air sander through my arm at work when I was younger, and once they gave me a Percocet and numbed me up with some Novocaine or lidocaine or whatever they use now, I laid there and just watched them stitch me up. They said, most people don't watch. I was like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, nope. Deb says, only for my kids and grandkids and husband. Yeah, yep, that makes sense.
I struggled with even cleaning up those kinds of messes for my kids. That was rough.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to do.
Yep. I always was able to, but
And teaching, there'd be times a kid would be sitting there at the desk and all of a sudden vomit everywhere on their desk. And I'm like, okay, go to the nurse's office. Where's the janitor?
So gross.
Yeah. But just some things that we can handle, some things we can't. So anyhow.
Only 3 of our 6 people are talking to us.
I know.
The other 3, well, now it's 2. The other 2 are just stalkers.
Stalking us, huh? Glad you're here, though. Gretchen says, my daughter got her blood drawn, and then she had to sit in the pass-out chair for a while. It's like a lazy boy they have in their office where I go. Yeah, definitely. I tell them, if I start feeling like, if I start seeing dots or feeling lightheaded or something, I'm like, I have to lay down right now. Otherwise, you're going to see me pass out.
She had to have blood drawn in Mexico, and the lady there did not speak any English.
No.
And we were still in like level 1 or 2 of
we didn't have
Spanish classes, and so it was really hard to explain to her that she was going to pass out and she needed to lay down for a minute.
Because I got up out of the chair and sat up on the table thing, and she's like telling me to sit, and I'm like, nope, I'm laying down. She finally realized what was going on. So, and Deb says, hope you two have a great night. We hope you have a great night too. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you here. And I hope that our answers for you kind of gave you a little bit of peace, but we'll definitely be praying over that for you. Yeah. We'll pray that you guys do get that peace and find it, and that nothing truly happens. So, yeah, you're welcome, Deb. All right. All right. So, Gretchen, I guess it's time. And Vicky, have a good night. I hope you too have a good night. Tell your husband we said hi. since he likes to know that somebody else is having to be brought in on videos. So, all right. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop off here because we got to go and dump our black tank on the RV. And
No fun.
yeah, no fun, but we'll get a video up soon.
We're going to take a video of dumping the black tank. That'd be a good video.
I guess we could do it.
High quality content.
Right. Maybe we could just keep the live going. So, all right. Deb says, congratulations again on your subscribers. Thank you so much. Gretchen says, thank you. God bless you and your family. Thank you. And definitely prayers for everybody for, everything going well and everything. So,
yep.
And
the world's kind of a mess right now.
Yes. So. Yeah, definitely. But thank you all again so much for joining us and for watching our videos. And yeah, we love celebrating our subscribers. All right. Good night, Deb. She says good night to everyone. All right. Bye.
Bye.